It may well have already started. Russia is intensifying its offensive operations in Ukraine, pressing harder on the battlefield to gain leverage at the negotiating table. A new report by the Royal United Services Institute, RUSI, says despite months of stalled progress, Russia is gearing up again. After a few performative ceasefires around Easter and Victory Day, Moscow is about to up the tempo of its attacks. While Ukraine has suffered with a lack of manpower, Russian recruitment is high. Command reshuffles and stockpiled equipment provide clues that a new push is coming, especially around Konstantinivka and Pokrovsk in Donbass. But this won't be a blitzkrieg. The report says Russia lacks the quality of forces needed to launch a fast combined arms manoeuvre. Instead, expect a grinding escalation, more attacks, broader fronts, deeper strikes. Ukraine has been very effective at using drones to crush Russian advances, blinding their artillery and air attacks. Ukrainian fibre-optic drones are also flying ever deeper behind Russian lines. This FPV drone reportedly flew a record 42 kilometres to capture this footage of Russian armour hidden in a hangar. But Moscow's forces are adapting, targeting Ukrainian drone pilots and the small radar systems they use to intercept Russian reconnaissance drones. Russian forces are also now targeting Ukraine's precious HIMARS rocket launchers. With a 50-mile range, Ukraine has used them with devastating effect to hit Russian logistics hubs, command centres and ammunition depots. But Russian forces are hunting them down. This was the moment an elite Russian drone unit called Rubicon chased and eventually destroyed a HIMARS launcher near Chaziv Yar, just 6 miles from the front line. At the same time, the Kremlin is continuing its deep strikes on Ukrainian cities and infrastructure, launching record numbers of drones and missiles to send a signal that nowhere is safe, not just to Ukrainians, but also to any European nation thinking about putting boots on the ground.
We've been working relentlessly to end the terrible bloodshed between Russia and Ukraine.
Amid all this, there are geopolitical shifts underway as well. President Trump has signalled that he might pull back from Ukraine diplomacy. The RUSI report says Russia sees that as a huge opportunity. Moscow believes any disengagement by the US will fracture European support and test the unity of NATO. With American backing now uncertain, Europe, it says, must step up. As long as Washington allows re-exports of US-made weaponry, Europe can meet Ukraine's key needs, especially for air defence and rocket systems. The report also highlights the vulnerabilities of Russia's economy. Sanctions, oil price drops and equipment losses are mounting. By the autumn, says the report, stockpiles of Soviet-era equipment, from tanks and infantry fighting vehicles to artillery pieces, will begin to run out. From then on, Russia will have to replace any losses with whatever it can produce from scratch. If Ukraine holds the line and the West tightens economic pressure, Russia may finally be forced to negotiate seriously. The alternative, a much darker outcome, says the RUSI paper. If Russia takes more ground this summer and then attacks Kharkiv in the autumn, it may try to force a peace on its terms. And there are already reports that Moscow is massing 50,000 troops across the border from Ukraine's second city, threatening to do just that. For Kyiv, the coming months are critical. Ukraine and its allies must act, says the RUSI report, on the battlefield, in diplomacy and economically, to strip the Kremlin of its illusions of victory. Simon Newton, BFBS Forces News. Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.